I'm Urshita Patel and I'm going to be presenting Fear of Failing. Now, I want all of you to imagine that you're trapped in a huge box and the only way out is to jump from top of it. Now, outside the box, there is something that you desperately want. So, you will have to take a leap. Now, there are two situations. One, what if you fail? You fall while you're trying to take a leap. What will happen? Neither will you get what is outside the box. On top of that, you will lose what is in your hand. But what if you succeed? Well, you can keep what is in your hand and also get what is outside the box. This is like a do or die situation. Think, will you dare to take the leap? Now, let me tell you a story. My story. I was born with a heart disease, and as soon as my family members got to know about it, they were all shocked and afraid that they would lose me. But they always had hope. With the help of my grandma, they soon tried to get the best treatment available for my disease. They had a box in which they were trapped, a box of fear, the fear of losing me. But they jumped out of it, overcame their fear, and aimed at making me stronger. Over a few years, I had to go through surgeries and monthly checkups and whatnot. And honestly, as a kid, hospitals are definitely not the best place on the planet. So, after my family took a leap and gave me proper treatment, I had a well-functioning body. But what actually gave life to my soul was my leap. I always knew that I was different, but these 10 years of struggle for life had made me very strong. Of course, at some point, I was afraid that I would fail and get embarrassed, but that never broke my courage. I always dared to leap. And what I did, varying from classical dancing to music, to speeches, to drama, to drawing, gave life to my soul. These opportunities that I grabbed have had a long-lasting effect on my life. And I had overcame my fear of failing. This fear that drags you from even trying is what I call the fear of failing. Now let's see, what is fear of failing? We all know, fear means to be afraid of something, or thinking that something bad might happen. And failing means not to be able to be successful. Now, for example, you may fear that you'll fail to shoot a ball straight into the basket, or you may fear to fail at a job interview. It can be anything, and this is applicable to all ages. Even a 2-year-old and a 92-year-old may have the fear of failing. Now, this fear never comes to us. It is always created by us, here in our minds, because we are always too afraid to fail. We are too afraid to fall, and we create it in our minds. And sometimes this fear doesn't allow us to even attempt, and we miss the opportunities and the experiences. Now, if we take up this task with the fear in our minds, our quality of work will worsen. This fear will put an extra pressure on our minds, and we will lose our focus and confidence. Then we will think that what we are doing is not good enough. And eventually, all this will pile up and increase the chances of our failure. So it is very necessary for us to overcome this fear before taking up a task. Now, the important question is, how do we overcome this fear? 4 simple steps. First one, start accepting failure. Understand that it is okay to fail. It is okay to fall. Failure might seem very disappointing, but what it does, it just gives us lessons for life, for getting success. It is a stepping stone for success. Please remember that you cannot fall too far, that you climb back up to where you were and even higher. Every time you fall, remember to have a dream in your eyes. And every time you rise up from that position, remember to have a purpose to achieve that dream. Now, second step, know your weaknesses. Know what are you afraid of? What could go wrong? It may be you'll forget your lines and get embarrassed on the stage. Or it may be that you won't be able to, you'll lose money if you get a new job. You need to know what is actually creating the box. We need to know the factor that is putting fear in our minds. Third, work on your weaknesses. Work on the factor that is creating the box. Now, if your fear is forgetting your lines, then work on them, keep repeating, go in front of the mirror and say it many times. Of course, you will remember your lines and you will achieve success. What you need to do to eliminate the box is first eliminate the fear, the reason why there is a box around you, the reason why you're trapped. Now lastly, live in the present. Never keep dreaming about what is outside the box. Of course, you should have a dream to achieve outside the box. But please remember that the box you're trapped in is not transparent. What you're dreaming of may just remain a dream. Sometimes these dreams might not match the reality and you expect too much and it will be very disappointing. So live in the present, know the reality, work hard on your weaknesses, and you will take a successful leap. Trust me, I have tried. Now, fear of failing is nothing new. You experience it, I do, many people have already experienced it and overcome it. For example, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, J.K. Rowling, Michael Jordan, Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, Albert Einstein, and Walt Disney. These people have created history. We all know that their names, we all know what they have done. They were only able to do this because they jumped outside of their own boxes of fear, the fear of failing. Now, if they hadn't jumped outside the box, there would be no Disney. No E is equal to MC square. USA would have been different. There would be no light bulb. No basketball icon. No Harry Potter. No Apple. And no Microsoft. History could never have been created. Not only these people, even we have the power. We can create history. Every single person sitting in this room has the power to change the world. But just because we're trapped in this box, we give up and miss many opportunities. So remember, Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but rising every time we fall." Falling is nothing wrong, but if you never dare to rise up from that position, then you're doing something very, very wrong. Now, again, fear is something you create in your minds. Now, this is based on imaginary possibilities that might happen, that we think may be possible, we may go wrong, we may fail. So, we can say fear is just an illusion, right? Now, please never, never, ever fear to fail, fear to fall. Because as I said earlier, fear is just an illusion. And how much can you trust an illusion? Thank you.